Hello, good evening, everyone. Thank you for coming. My name is Jian Cao. I'm an assistant professor in the Department of Economics. And like Augustine said, my research mainly focuses on computational economics and big data and methodologies. And today is my great pleasure to be here with you and chat about the economics of AI. So about 10 years ago, when we think of AI, the first images that would occur to us would probably be some of these images from the movies. And some of them, they are AI, some are robots. And we imagine that they have superhuman intelligence and strength, but a little bit lack of personality. And over the past 10 years, our understanding of AI has dramatically changed because it has been here and it's everywhere. And for a broad definition of AI, we are talking about machines, computers that can do intelligent things that only like human can do. And for most of us, I believe that the first AI product that we get familiar with this concept is maybe it is chess playing AI called Deep Blue. It was built by the researcher by manually code the chess rules in the system, and this system will search the next possible chess moves, like several million different moves per second, and then it successfully defeated the world champion chess player in 1997. And then researchers found that it's not very efficient to manually code the rules, all the different rules and the different behaviors into the system. So they start using computer programs that can learn the rules by themselves, and we call them machine learning programs. And one iconic example, and usually a lot of us use them very often, is the Gmail spam detection. And this machine learning tool that can detect the patterns in the spam emails, and Google claimed that in 2015, they can detect more than 99.9% of the spam emails, and quite remarkable. And as the systems we want to solve become more complicated, and the researchers start to use the artificial neural networks that is similar to neuron systems, and use them, and we can let the machines understand more complicated rules, phenomena. And for example, the auto-driving software and was developed by using deep learning, and it can detect the objects in the environment and predict how the object would move, and also plan the next safe and efficient driving action. And with the help of the highly increased computing power, largely because the boom of graphic card computation, or we call GPU computation, and we are able to push the limits to more complex neural networks. And with the help of that, so in the past, just the recent several years, that we have seen many these generative artificial intelligence models, and they can not only make classification, can distinguish different types, they can also create new content, like writing new documents and creating new images. And most of us have tried the large language models like ChatGPT, and they are very capable in many ways. And for example, ChatGPT 4 has been able to pass the uniform bar exam for lawyers and also the medical exam for doctors. And all of these AI products has been changing our lives in different ways. And in today's talk, let's focus on its effect on our economies. So first thing I want to talk about is how AI boosts our productivity. It does so in three ways. So the first way is it automates the repetitive cognitive work. So for example, the AI assistants or applications that can help us manage or reply to the emails and social media posts. It can simplify document writing, coding, and simple analysis. And also, it can even help us participate in online meetings and read the script of the meeting and summarize the important information for us to review. The second way that it boosts productivity is it can greatly enhance our ability to make better decision making because the machine learning methods, they are designed to analyze large amount of data. For example, companies, they use large consumer data, spending data, to study consumer behavior, preference, and use that to predict demand and make better business strategies. And also, consumers ourselves, we can use AI recommendation tools that can help us find the optimal products. And also, the doctors are using the image recognition AI tools to help them diagnose diseases. And the third way that it can boost productivity is it can free the workers and let us to be able to focus on more important jobs like creative jobs and also collaborate with our teammates. So for example, the architectures can produce several sketches and let the AI to fill in the necessary parts like lighting and the physics effects so that they can test between different product designs. And also AI allows us to do real-time translation so that removes the barrier if we are having an international collaboration. And AI is very good at retrieving knowledge, information, and when we're having meetings with our colleagues, we can always put an AI as one of the participants. It is similar to having the CEO of the company sitting with us and providing insights and knowledge, and without getting anyone fired for making silly jokes. And so that is three ways, basically, how AI can boost the productivity, and it can also provide more economic growth points by creating brand new industries. So, for example, AI-powered drug development, they can use AI to detect curable targets and use AI to discover drugs and also do preclinical testings. For autonomous robotics, we have already been using them to film videos for us in the air, deliver food and clean our kitchens, right? And experience design that involves design of like a personal AI assistant, and also they focus on how to make AI applications more explainable. Of course, AI safety, they make sure that the AI applications always comply with the regulations, and they often do stress testing on AI models applications and make sure there's minimum possibility the models will be misused. To the broad picture, McKinsey has estimated that if we welcome a widespread AI adoption in 10 years, the global economy can add about 2.6 to 4.4 trillion US dollars annually, and that is about 4% of the current global GDP. And for Ireland, one report from Implement Consulting last year, they estimate that if we have a rapid AI adoption, and in 10 years, Ireland can add about 40 to 45 billion annually to the Irish GDP. That is about 8% of current GDP. So that's so we have talked about AI's effect on productivity and the economic growth. And next, important aspect of this area is everyone would be interested in what would the AI affect the employment. So for current level of AI development, and they are really good at these tasks, so that including linguistic tasks, pattern recognition, analytical reasoning, and memory retrieval. And for jobs that involves a lot of these similar tasks are considered highly exposed to AI replacement. And I'm listing some of the jobs here, and they use these overlapping skills that AI can do very often. And currently, AI also has many limitations, and they have difficulty to have a genuine emotion, and it's still a little difficult for them to do complex physical tasks and to do long-term planning. And jobs that uses this list of skills, they are regarded as low exposure jobs. So here are some examples. So I would like to use these two groups to demonstrate what is the mechanism of AI's impact on employment. And if we compute the average wage for the high exposure group and the low exposure group, we can find that the high exposure group tend to have higher wage than the low exposure group from the data. Then let's use this subset of the job market to demonstrate there are several different processes going on in the same time. And so in this small job market, and we have some of the occupations, and they are highly exposed because of AI. And in Ireland, this is about 6% of the total workforce. And in other words, it is about 150,000 people. And they won't happen in the same year. It will be like 10,000 highly exposed people will be affected every year in the next decade or so. And for the highly exposed occupations, not all of them will be replaced. Some workers may find it is easy or efficient to incorporate AI tools in their work and also to improve the productivity. So let's say one worker that is the accountant, and accountant they can use AI tools to help them do the regular works like data entering and document processing, and free time for them so that they can focus on high-value tasks like oversight of AI and also communicate with the shareholders. And if that is the case, then this worker would transform himself into a moderate or middle exposure to AI position, because what he or she currently can do is not immediately replaceable by AI. And for the other workers, highly exposed workers, if they cannot find the efficient way to incorporate AI, they will most likely to be laid off. But some of them can find similar jobs in the same industry, but usually it can mean they have a reduced salary. And there will be some other workers that find it hard to find a similar job in the same industry, and they can go through the job market, or maybe get some training, actual training, and look for job opportunities in the newly created industries, like this one, AI safety. So you can see there are several different processes going on, and the researchers estimate that given the current development of AI, the job market in total is relatively stable. So that means there is no net job loss. But if AI keeps developing in a very rapid pace, and that would mean the high exposed occupations would be more, and that can tilt this balance. Okay. So next, let's talk about how would AI affect inequality. So let's put everyone in this subsample, that their wage into two groups. So one is lower wage group, one is higher wage group. And because we have seen that the highly exposed jobs tend to have higher wage. So if the AI replace some workers, and they would most likely belong to this group, and they're after the displacement, and they tend to have lower wage than before. And this effect will make this high wage group, they will have lower wage, and also for the lower wage group, because of the boom of AI and the economy generally grows, and their average wage will be also increasing. And researchers found that using the UK data, we can estimate for this AI adoption in the next several decades, and this will actually reduce the wage inequality. And using UK data, researchers found it will reduce inequality by 1.73 percentage point. And what about the effects on wealth inequality? So let's say now we are looking at two wealth groups, lower wealth group, higher wealth group, and also give it a simple assumption that all wealth will appreciate or increase at the same speed when AI is boosting the economy. And let's say both of them, they increase 100%. We can see that will also tilt the balance. And from the UK data, the wealth inequality will be actually increased by 7.18 percentage points. So you can see there is a nuanced effect of AI on inequality. So give you some reference. So if we compare the current AI adoption phase that we are currently in, and compare to the previous machine adoption, machine automation, and you can see that one new change here is that the AI is actually disrupting the wage inequality and reduce it by 1.73. And previously, because automation replaced the assembly line workers, and it actually increased the wage inequality. For wealth inequality, and this AI adoption, this wave would have higher effect, will increase that wealth inequality. But I want to highlight that this is used the UK data, and for other countries it can be different. Also, it has the assumption that the AI would keep stable, increase, develop with a stable rate. Okay, but what if now we are interested in what if AI develop very fast, and what would be the implication to the job market? So let's have a look of the bar to the left. That is the AI progress, and currently we have already reached the generative AI, Gen AI, and Gen AI is very good at doing the routine, repetitive, cognitive tasks, and many of the occupations are already highly exposed to AI replacement. And the next big target for researchers is so-called artificial general intelligence, AGI. And by definition, AGI is considered to be as capable as human, and it can do any cognitive tasks that human can do. And that means that they will be able to handle complex problem solving, can have original creativity, and even they can learn by themselves. And with the help of robotic bodies, and it is expected that the AGI would quickly be able to perform the similar complex physical tasks like human. And if that happens, and that means a lot of the highly valued jobs of us, including lawyers, doctors, engineers, educators, and etc., will be highly exposed to AI replacement. And so we can see that it's very tempting to get AGI, and also we can tell that there will going to be huge implication. I mean, effects on the job market, and for AGI, that is what we have shown in the beginning of the talk, and they used to only live in the science fictions, but thanks to the recent success of large language models and the generative AI, and we are more optimistic about the path to get to AGI. But I also want to notice that whether if we can get there, or how long it will take to get there, we still don't know. So, but only that story itself can have very profound implication to global strategies. Not only because the AGI and the advanced AI models can boost productivity, and also that means the leading AI models would may be able to dominate the secondary AI models, and that will shift the geopolitical balance. And also in economics, and these leading models, leading companies, countries, and they will most likely be able to attract more investment and talent, and the job displacement and the creation process that we show in the figure, and that can happen in different countries, and that means some of jobs displaced in some countries, but new jobs around AI are created in the leading AI countries because there are very significant network effects. And if that is the case, some of the countries will risk AI brain drain or economic stagnation. And some people even argue that this will lead to winner-takes-all situation. And I'm not convinced by that, but that highlights people's concern about being left behind. Just 2 weeks ago, the former Prime Minister of Italy and former President of ECB, Mario Draghi, in a conference point out several facts that in the last year, US has produced 40 large AI foundation models, and the EU produced 3. And the US small and medium enterprise AI adoption rate is about 40%, and EU is about 13 to 21%. And that is an alarming message, and makes us want to find out where do we really stand in this AI race. And I use these several bars to show that, to compare Ireland and the leading countries in Europe, compare them to the global leaders. So in this area, these 3 bars, they are the AI adoption drivers, and they are necessary for country to have an AI-ready environment, and it would be easier for the companies in these countries to adopt the advanced AI technology. And we can see that the leading European countries is about 60% comparing to the global leaders. They are here, global leaders. And Ireland is about 50% comparing to the global leaders. So this is actually not bad. That means that Ireland and Europe don't have fundamental barrier to adapt the advanced AI technology. So let's also look at the AI innovation drivers. And these drivers, they are necessary if the country want to compete in this AI race, and if they want to create new models, new applications, and review the full capacity of the existing models. And we can see that leading European countries, they stand for about 30% comparing to the world leader US, and Ireland is about 15% comparing to US. So if we want to get a place in this AI race, there are still a lot of things to do. So my policy suggestion for us if we want to hold the line, that we would like to develop an environment that is very straightforward for the companies to adapt AI technologies. And there are three things that we want to do. The first is to build the AI-ready workforce. In a polling conducted in last year, found that about 41% of Irish companies they believe they need the cybersecurity skills to be able to fully leverage AI's potential, and 31 need AI model customization skills, and 30 need AI strategy and implementation skills. And I think we can utilize our education system and also training programs and the industry and the university collaborations to provide these skills so that the companies feel confident working with AI. The second thing that we want to do is we want to create new AI policies. Most importantly, first, we want to have a clear national direction, a roadmap, tell us where we are heading, and then we want to give incentives to the companies for them to adopt AI, and also create regulations and maybe provide credibility for the AI models, applications, and so that mitigate concerns that the companies have on AI's transparency and reliability. Because in the same poll that asked about the skills, about 50% of the companies, and they said that they have concerns over transparency and the reliability of AI. And if we can remove that, or maybe mitigate that concern, that can also expedite this process. Also, we will be facing increasing demand of model customization because customized model tend to have better performance, will be more well-suited for companies' specific need, and also will have improved security, and that is comparing to the public available applications like ChatGPT, but customizing models they require substantial computing power, and for small and medium enterprise and the research institutes, we rely heavily on shared or public computing platforms. And so if Ireland can build our local high-performance computer and make the price affordable to the small and medium enterprise, and that would remove the hardware limitation that the companies have to adopt AI. So that is I believe, the things that we can do to hold the line. But what if we want to ride the wave? We want to compete with the global leaders in this AI race. And there are three suggestions I think it's worth exploring. The first thing is, of course, we can invest in AI research and development. It not only can expedite the AI adoption, and also it can improve our ability to develop new AI models, to innovate, and to review the potential of the existing AI models and make Ireland more competent in the race. And also, it can attract global talent, help us to avoid the AI brain drain trap, and put them together, and they can contribute to economic growth. While we are working on that, investing in research and development, and I think there are several experiments that maybe it's worth trying. So for example, that because we talk about the path to artificial general intelligence is still not clear, and some leading AI researchers argue that the current method that we are using, we use large language models to learn a large amount of data and knowledge produced by a human, and this method will have a limit. So one reason of that is because even as human ourselves, there are still a lot of unknowns and about the world and even about ourselves. And using that data to train AI would be similar to let a kid to learn things only by reading books. And we can read a book about fixing a car, or we can fix a car by hand, but the effect, the final result would be highly different. So that's the point of some of the leading researchers, including the Turing Award winner Richard Sutton. And also they argue that there might be alternative ways. So to be able to let AI to really have the intelligence equivalent to human intelligence, it might be necessary to let AI to have experience, real experience, let AI to interact with the world in real time. But it is also very controversial because we don't know what would happen if we let that door open. But the point here is that the large language model might not be the only option, and there are many other alternative approaches, and they might be more promising and have cost much less than the current large language models. And also we can explore the possibility of the niche AI applications. So for example, we can develop AI applications that can digest news from all over the world and produce unbiased news for us. And that can be one of the examples that can open new market segments, open a lot of new opportunities. And the last suggestion that I want to share is that we can develop data standards because there is increasing demand for AI-human interaction, no matter it is in real time or it is in different time. And if this is necessary for the next development of AI, and that will cause problems like no one would really feel safe to interact with AI without any protection, because that would be similar to broadcasting our lives to the world. And I think that the EU has the advantage on this front because we are always prudent in data security, in privacy, in human rights. And if we can, based on the current framework of AI policies and technologies, if we can create a comprehensive data protection standard and the corresponding technologies around it, maybe it can become the next Visa card or MasterCard. Everyone trusts Visa or MasterCard, and we use them to make transactions, let our money flow between different people. And if we can create this universal standard, this can become the next card you hold in your pocket. And everyone will trust this standard and use it to share their personal data with the AI models, with the companies, with others. And this can maybe become one of the key advantage for Europe in the global AI race. So in the end, I want to use this lovely picture from the movie Tomorrowland to finish today's talk. So in general, that we know AI, they have great potential in problem solving, and they have an unlimited ability to learn. It is very likely that they can become our powerful partner and help us to solve the global challenges like cancer and climate change. But if AI is not properly regulated, it can also bring significant risk. And I'm confident that Europe can create a safety net that can ensure the rise of AI benefits everyone. Okay, thank you.